Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. Years ago, when I first started doing stand up, I had left academia to do stand up. My friends made so much fun of me, but there was one who would laugh in my face, like just crack up laughing in my face, like, you are the dumbest person ever born. How do you take an opportunity and just squander it to do stand up? And ha 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 ha, you're going to go be a clown. And I understand it a lot more now. He's from Africa, and the requirements for him to stand and do and become. So he was studying to be a doctor, and he just made so much fun of me. And I was like, whatever, this is what I'm doing. Now I was using stand up to confront issues of racism and sexism and the like. And so, pretty quickly in my career, I was written up in magazines and newspapers, and I was on news programs and television shows, like big national shows and what have you, for the work that I was doing. And so, of course, he saw it and called and apologized. And he said, I'm so sorry. I didn't really understand. I didn't know what you were doing. I didn't. I said, right. And you didn't bother to ask or see. You just went from what you thought and made fun of it. You didn't even, you just assumed. And so he's like, I'm so, so sorry, but I have 6 months off between going to my residency and school being over. And I would love to come with you on the road and drive you from place to place, because it has to be very, very lonely out there doing what you're doing. And I said, it's not lonely, and no thank you. And it really wasn't lonely. And I thought about it. I was like, and I realized that I wasn't lonely, or I wasn't alone. I was singular. And I wasn't lonely, but I was disconnected. And there would be nights, because I would leave, sometimes the club would close at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning. And rather than stay in the town that I was in, because sometimes it was little towns, and okay, I would get a head start for the next day and start driving in the middle of the night when there weren't many people on the road, and you could kind of get ahead of the traffic. And on those dark roads, alone in my car with wonderful music, I would feel how disconnected I was to other people. I mean, I wasn't calling my family regularly. I wasn't really seeing anybody at the time. I was just out there. And his offer was not even, it wasn't even something I thought about. I was like, nope. And part of it was, if you couldn't see what I was doing when I told you what I was doing, why would I invite you in now that it's popular? Um, there are a lot of people who listen to these stories who are alone, and sometimes around a sea of people, and they're still lonely. There are some people who are singular, but they don't feel lonely because they're connected. And I hope more than anything that these stories connect you back to yourself, that you see the places in your life where the roads went one way or another way, and you see your choices better. You see what you did in a much brighter light. I don't regret saying no, because there were so many things about myself that I grew into. And even though sometimes I'll be driving through Canada and it's a snowstorm and I don't know where I'm going, and I'd be like, why did I do this? And those roads were really, really hard. But the things that I learned from it, to be around literally all kinds of people with the same message, different ways of delivering it, that we're connected, that we have differences, but we are connected. And as long as we stand apart from one another for whatever reason, we won't see that. Those of you who are singular, you don't have to be lonely. And those of you who are in a sea of people and yet you feel alone because your thoughts, your ideas, your geekiness doesn't match everybody else's, you are not alone. I love you.